Welcome, my beautiful Cancer, rising, sun, or moon. This video is for you for your 2026 year forecast. We are going to be looking at the overview for your year, and then I'm going to break the year into quarters. I'll pull tarot and oracle cards and just get that energy for each quarter of the year and what you can look forward to. I get you to take a moment here, grab a journal, get your phone so you can write notes and you know what's going on. Because here is where the sovereign spirituality comes in. Here is where you listen to whatever I'm telling you as I tell you about the cards, I tell you how I'm channeling in information. I want you to listen to your own intuition and your own soul. And it's going to come through just snippets and snappets where you're going to have words, images, phrases, stories that come in. You might even start to daydream and think about an incident or a person. Those are your messages. Write them down because sometimes it takes a little bit longer to contemplate them and figure out what the message is for us. So have a journal or paper beside you and just write it down because this message is for you, and how it pertains to you specifically as you're listening to it comes in your little notes that you're going to be writing down. I'm now going to flip over into the camera down so you can see the cards that I have pulled. And I also want to invite you on January 25th. I have a class that we're going to be doing. Oh, I just recognize I have misaligned my camera. I am going to have a class on January 25th, and I'm going to look at the major astrology for 2026. As well, I'm going to be pulling a tarot card and oracle card for each single month in 2026, getting you to look once again as we go through the month, the different months, which ones for you are you leaning into? Might be easy, might be more challenging. So you can look at that for yourself. It is a free workshop, so just sign up. If you're not able to come in live that day, I will send you the video. As well, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to this video. It really helps me as a creator, and it will help any of the people in Cancer, beautiful water sign, that might need this message. So let's look down at what we have here. I have different cards, and this is the overview for 2026. I used the Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle, and it's the seed. So when you look at the energy of this card, the seed is really talking about the origin stories, the beginning. It talks about being this year on a growth edge. That's the archetype. So there's going to be many moments throughout this year where you might find them challenging or difficult. And that's when I need you to think, oh, I'm on a growth edge. What is changing? What is moving for me towards my highest potential, my highest good? Those are the assumptions that I have. I always need to start recognizing the patterns when it's crunchy and difficult and just lean into them, which is hard. I'm going to tell you that. It's very hard when I see my pattern, which is anger. When I look at my human design, anger is my not self theme. So whenever I see a pattern of behavior that looks like anger, frustration, then I need to look at what am I healing? What am I releasing? What am I growing into? Because this year for you is a growth edge. This is the beginning. And through numerology, it actually is a beginning. Last year was a 9-year, 2026 is a 10 or 1 year. It's the beginning, and it's a co-creation. We keep it as a 10-year because that 0 means co-creating with yourself and co-creating with spirit, your spirit team, whatever that means to you. So for me, spirit team is my angels, it is saints, ancestors, and loved ones in spirit, my spirit guides. And I have built this relationship over time with them. And that looks like I'm having conversations, I'm listening, and I'm getting messages from them, messages from spirit in different ways, from the animals, from different cool things that help me. So, how are you getting your messages as you're listening to this? And that's exactly what this next card talks about. Is from the Old Way Magic Oracle. Number 29 is knowledge. And these are ravens or crows. And this is a Celtic deck, and it speaks about through that culture is understanding that ravens and crows are of the veil. And it's moving more into that understanding from the co-creating with your spirit team, that understanding that is beyond your 3D. So as you're moving in this year and you're seeing as we go throughout all the different quarters, or you yourself, find ways to tap in to your spirit team. Find ways to figure out what they're trying to tell you and how they're trying to tell it to you. I have purchased books for animal spirits and just getting a knowledge, a deeper knowledge for me on the different animals that I see. I also bought an oracle that are bird messages for North America, and that's really kind of helping as I'm moving in, because that's how I find I get many of my messages. So figure out for you what that might be. The next card that we have is from the numerology Michelle Buchanan deck, Oracle deck, and it's number 74, nature. This is an invitation to this year, my beautiful Cancer, to move into nature. So when you're looking for your knowledge, you're looking for your connection, it's saying we need you to get out of your house, get out of your computer, get out of this. I see technology, I see the lack of nature, and you need to get in nature and connect with the vibration specifically of nature. I see this when I'm walking through the trees. I get an idea of the wind. And with the wind is blowing away, I set the intention as I'm walking in, wind as this mystical part of co-creating with me. It's blowing away all that does not serve me. You might be walking in nature and once again looking for the animals that you see, for the messages that come from the trees and the different plants that you see. I have not yet explored that area, but other people have. It's your message. It's your way that's connecting with Gaia, Mother Earth, and nature. And if you're like me and you live in a place that has frozen snow, you can still find it in nature. So I still find it through the hoarfrost, through the snow. And as well, I find it through my plants. So the greens plants that I am growing throughout that year. How are you taking care of them? And maybe purchase a plant this year, plant a seed, or buy a plant that's already there and have it grow and have it move with you, and nurture it and value it and talk to it and connect with it. Connect with nature. Overall as well, prosperity. This is the Tao Oracle, and it's using the I Ching, and it's talking about prosperity coming for you. And so it's looking, how are you bringing abundance in your life? And for here, I have abundance, not just in money, although that often is the easiest way in the 3D to have it. It might be connection with your body, connection with your spirit, and you're growing abundantly in your spirituality. It might be in relationships. It might be in your career. It might be in your heart. That's what's coming in. It is your heart, your emotions, and finding a way to regulate them, finding a way to own them honestly, and to love yourself in the shadow of them. Like I am talking about my anger. And my goal this year is to really explore how I can share my emotions and my feelings, and honestly, with kindness and respect and dignity for other people. So put out clear boundaries and do this in a positive way, not with anger. So that for me is prosperity. When I can do that and I can achieve that, I am knocking it out of the park. So what's your goal this year? What's your growth edge? Because that's where you need to stop this video, because you have so many beautiful ways that you can do this, and it's yours. There's no right, there's no wrong. This is yours. There is no one way to go through our lives, yours or mine. Every road that I take is a road of learning, a road of experience, and it gets me closer to my highest potential. So, what is yours? Start choosing, start moving on the path, and explore that growth edge. Now I have Mary Fay Wood's Oracle, just got it this week. Absolutely love it. Just the most amazing art. Follow her on Instagram. She is amazing, this young Dutch artist. And this is Mother Earth. Use your magic. I see it connected also to nature as well. It's this idea, right? So this is where I love cards, right? There's a theme. The seed is nature. It's your growth. Here we have going into nature and understanding. There is a book. It's coming in, so I'm going to share it. And a friend of mine, and she talks about it, and it is all about trees and the magic of trees and understanding trees. So you might be going on a study of trees and recognizing how this can impact your life. This knowledge through nature can impact your life in such a positive and good way. And it's using your magic. We are all creators. This is what Mother Earth, Mother Gaia is talking about. We are all seeds. We are all on our growth edge. We are all co-creating. And how are you using your magic? And I have this beautiful, it's called the Soul card. There are no words. So you're looking at this beautiful image, the colors and what it's talking about. And this is this beautiful truth coming from your mouth, speaking the truth. And red can be your root chakra. So can it be about issues about family and money and exploring your root chakra? That's what red can mean. There's blue here. So you might be looking at that color, and that's speaking it out loud. When we look at our chakra and speaking our truths, first of all, it's speaking it to ourselves. And a powerful way for me is through journaling. I will journal, or on my phone, I'll do voice notes, or I'll even do vlogs. I'm not sharing them out to anyone. I am processing my thoughts, my emotions, my connections to spirit, and I am working on my throat chakra to take it a lot, to make it out loud, that sounded weird, to make it come out loud. We have power in our voice. We have power in our words. And we take it out of that thinking, the swirling thinking. We make it come alive with magic when we speak it. And speaking it can be writing it, can be putting it into videos. And maybe you're going to do that by writing. You might be talking and creating an Instagram. I don't know what your growth is. This is for you. And I always look at our growth for us personally, growing in our heart, growing in our love of selves and our highest potential, and how that can overflow and impact positively all those around us. And then the larger collective of this earth, of this world, everyone on it. That's part of our mission. That's part of our service, is every bit of growth that we do for ourselves, we do for the collective. And another really cool piece that I'm coming to appreciate is every time we heal our ancestral line, because time is not always linear. And you might want to explore some of that. It's the idea that when I heal all of those that have come before me and all of those that will come after me. It's that continuous healing and speaking the truth that I'm beginning to understand at this moment, at this time. And it evolves and changes, and our truths become different truths as we understand them at each year, each age, and each part of our spiral journey coming towards our highest potential. So beautiful, Cancer. This is a powerful year for you. So let's put this up here because this is our overview. And we're going to see in the different quarters, how it's connected and comes back. Here I have the Light Seer Tarot deck and Chris Ann Donnelly. Just love her. She is Canadian from Ontario. And I am just going to pull. So I'm pulling 3 cards. I'm just pulling. So there's no one right way how to pull cards. So this is where you can do it however you like it. Some people knock. I just feel in. So I feel into when the card is ready to come, and then I pull it. So we have this first quarter, 2 major arcana and a card in protection. So I'm going to talk to you about that. I say protection, it's also reverse, just getting us to think about that card. People read reversals in tarot in many different ways. So every reader, how they read it is how they read it. It's a consistency. So I'm going to tell you how I read reversals. I read reversals because I believe this card out of the 78 that were there was pulled in this, for that section, for that part of my reading. And so this information is so important. And I like to say the energy of that card. Is it coming in? Is it going out? Is it stuck or blocked? And you're going to ask yourself that same thing. So I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to tell you how I read it. And once again, if you're getting a different read, you trust yourself. Okay, so for January, February, and March, the first quarter of the year, Cancer, you have a lot going on. And first of all, this beautiful Colette Baron Reed Animal Spirit Oracle says, Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery. I'm starting with this because there are some challenges that are happening. We have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords this is the energy of it. So I want you to think about how it's coming in or going out and blocking. The Seven of Swords, swords is the suit of air. It's the suit of communication, our thinking. And in this is a story. This is a person who has come and they've stolen the feathers from this crow, tying here to knowledge. So they're stealing from the nest. It happens in different ways, but it's always about stealing. So it can actually be there is actual theft of what's going on in your life. For me, it's usually around I'm stealing from myself due to my fear and anxiety and leaning into that rather than hope and trusting and surrender, trusting the great mystery. So it's stealing for yourself. So in protection, I need you to think about in this quarter, where do you find yourself? Actually, you're the one stealing from yourself. You're the one who is blocking your progress. We have a seed, we have knowledge, we have moving forward. You have the opportunity for prosperity, and you have the opportunity with magic in your speaking. And if it's not happening, where is the rub? Where is the block? Where is the growth edge? And how can you heal that? The next one we have are the 2 cards. We have our major arcana. So we have 4 court cards, and then we have the major arcana, which are the hero's journey. And so in a card pull, they have more weight. They're at a higher cosmic level. The other 4 suits are kind of like smaller, everyday living type things. So this is a major card, and it is the Tower. So this card is about huge change coming in. And the Tower, and in here she drew it like in the forest, you have lightning coming in. So it means that it's something really quick, unexpected. You didn't think it was going to happen that way. And it just blows everything apart, and the tower falls. That's what this is about, the tower falling. So when you look online, tower moments are really like my divorce was a tower moment. Changing my career was a tower moment. Like they were just unexpected. It wasn't how I planned. It wasn't how I was going to move forward. And this is where the reframe comes in with 8, strength. You have the strength to deal with this at such a deep level. And it's looking at things happening for you, not to you. And that took me a lot of time. So It has been a reframe and a shift in my thinking in how I have moved forward. And this might be a shift of your magical thinking, of starting to be curious. If you reframe it, and when you have a tower moment happen in your life, how is it happening for you? What is it offering you to look at honestly in your life? And when you look at the rubble that's in your life, what do you no longer need? What can you release? What is not serving you in your next evolution, in your next expansion? And it might be your habits. It might be your ways of thinking. It might be the people you're with. It might be your boundaries. What is your tower moment? What is it getting you to reflect upon and to shift and change? So it's happening for you in a good way. And this is where I see the Seven of Swords coming in. If you stay in victim consciousness, you're stealing the opportunity from yourself to grow, to really lean in to what might be possible in a new evolution. I can tell you, I had two divorces. The first divorce, I didn't do any work. Second divorce, 10 years as a single mom, did a lot of deep work using cards, card readers, mentors. And I realized there was so much growth for me and that it was happening for me to understand myself in a different way and to grow and heal so that I could allow my third husband to come in. And he is this amazing man. We have been married 12 years and we still work through things. This morning was a deep discussion about ourselves and how we're both at times having challenges in our new transitions in our life and how it works for us to be present, to help each other, and to have the confidence to help each other and to not add into the challenge, but how can we support? So it's this honest conversation. Without those tower moments, I would not be here. And that's what the strength card is about. The strength is you have the strength. Just you have the strength to co-create with spirit. So this is where it's saying, we are here for you. Tap into our knowledge, tap into the understanding. I started to look at myself through astrology and find out all my gifts and remember who I was. I started to remember who I was through human design, through the cards. By going through that, I started to appreciate my energy. I started to appreciate the 3D of myself, the challenges that I have, and who I am. So here we have a girl, and often you'll have a young girl with a lion, and she has tamed the lion. So it is taming our fears. It's about a journey towards loving the shadow aspects of yourself. And that's what happens in tower moments. I know, especially if it's through grief and loss of a loved one, loss of a job, a relationship, we're in deep grief. And the first thing is to recognize that we have to honor our deep grief. We have to go through a process, take care of ourselves. That might mean going to a therapist. It might mean connecting with a group that can help you go through that and honestly work with your emotions. And that's the first thing. The strength is honoring where you're at your growth edge and how it's impacting you. And then as you travel through that, it's what is that next step, that next growth edge, and working towards it and understanding your emotions and using the strength of that to understand we are both innocent and we are both not innocent. We are both victims and powerful. And both of these things, these dualities are true. And this is really a card of duality and allowing that you can be both things. So as Cancer, beautiful water sign, you are this soft, beautiful, emotional being. And you are also, when you feel challenged, put a hard shell that is impenetrable. And just, it is so hard to get through. So it's getting you to understand both parts of yourself, getting you to understand what comes through. Is it the hard shell that comes through when you're having a tower moment? And how do you love that and thank that part of yourself because it's protection? And then how do you say, okay, in this moment, I'm healing, I'm evolving, I don't need that protection, I'm moving forward. And really trusting the great mystery and understanding that it's not happening to you, it is happening for you, and really leaning into that. For every one of these quarters, I'm going to be pulling a Judith Orloff card, Surrender to Spirit. And I have these two that came out. And I'm going to look, well, maybe you need to have two. So let's look. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So if your tower is falling apart and you're trying to hold it up with your heart, your soul, the universe is saying to you with this card, you're working way too hard. This tower needs to fall because what you're going to build next is even better. It's a higher, expanded version of it. So surrender to effortlessness. Lean deeply into it. And where you find that flow is you know that you're working with the great mystery. You know you're co-creating. You know it's happening. The next one, surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. And that's co-creation. Let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And that's the part of manifestation and co-creation, is recognizing that we have to surrender and having that energy of where we're going with true hope, belief. So very powerful for you. I'm moving it over here so that we can hold it over here for that first part. Next, we are going with the Wild Reflections Tarot. And I use different tarot cards because there might be a chance of having themes come up because now the same cards could come up. And that does happen in a reading. So when I read with clients, that's exactly what will happen. And I see it as a message from Spirit saying, this is really important. Pay specific attention to this. So now this is the second quarter. And in this quarter, so this is April, May, June. And there are some really crunchy, sorry, I just need some tea. Some crunchy energy that's coming in February, coming in April. So this is where this might shake you up. And that's where 2026, from an astrological perspective, there are huge changes that even the huge astrologers are going, we've never seen this. This is shaping how we live. So it's big energy. I'm now going to be moving with I am looking at the energy for this one coming from Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels deck. I just had a wee bit cough, so I just paused. So Alana Fairchild, here we are. Let's see what our card is for the energy of this month. And I'm just going to move it over here so it's in the center. So first we have the Four of Swords. And Four of Swords, April, May, June. Swords is the suit of air, communication, and our thinking. And the Four of Swords is taking a rest. So often tarot cards will have pictures of people laying in a nest. There'll be, in the other deck, it looks like they're sitting on a camper. So it's taking a rest. The first quarter was really challenging. And so resting and leaning in, this is not a time of activity. This is a time of making sure you recognize and build into your schedule rest. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Wands is the suit of fire, creativity, passion. And Nine of Wands, this person has been in a war, and it's been very difficult and it's been really challenging. Many cards will have them hurt or injured, and it's saying, don't give up. The end is almost here. What you've been working towards, so the seed, what you've been working towards creating your prosperity is almost here. Don't give up. Take a break. Make sure you build in time to rest. Make sure you build in time to relax and to recharge, but don't give up. Hold the course. This is your spirit team saying, hold the course. Don't shift it all. Don't throw it all away. And I understand this energy. Let's say starting a business like this, it can be really challenging because, when I look at my YouTubes and I look at my podcasts and it's like, oh, okay, it's not with the numbers that yet I'm ready to do. Should I just throw it away? And the answer for me is no, because this is my love. This is my joy to help women to transition in their lives, to figure out what's happening with their emotions and their life and how they can expand and spiral into their highest. And so I need to have the energy of the 9 cards, which is just keep on going. Don't give up. Don't stop yet. And the King of Cups, Cups is about water. Cancer, you know water. It is the suit of water, emotions, relationships, intuition. And so it was in protection. So we have to ask ourselves once again, is this coming in? Is this energy? Is our sense of understanding who we are at that emotional level through our relationships in intuition? Is it coming in? Is it going out? Is it being blocked? And everybody will have a different answer for that. So I want you to really think for yourself what that is. I have it coming in. And the reason why I have it coming in is the energy of this card says she feels, she knows. So connecting to our bodies, connecting out in nature, connecting to our spirit teams in so many different ways allows us to connect to ourselves in a whole and complete way. So for April, May, and June, it's resting, it's listening to your body, it's making sure that you're emotionally regulated. And when you're not, relaxing and not losing hope. Follow your intuition, follow your body, follow your heart and soul. Follow that. And it might be good times, things when she feels she knows. I love those. I might go to sound bath healings. That's what's coming in. Massages, facials, different ways that you nurture your body so that you can connect more deeply to how your body feels. You can soften your shell. That's what I have is coming in, softening your shell by taking care of yourself. Because when we go through challenging situations and, huge astrological shifts in our life, or it's astrological and then it comes in the 3D in our lives, our nervous system is there to help us and it's just going in overdrive. And so we need to thank our nervous system, calm our nervous system, relax it through these different ways of nurturing. And some people, their nurturing actually is to go run 10 kilometers and to sit with their dog or their cat and just feel nurtured. Find whatever way you need to feel nurtured. And our surrender card is to surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So, where do you find wonder and awe? This might be a great reminder to go out in nature. It's the springtime, it's the summer solstice, and connecting to where you feel awe. I also feel awe in the way messages come to me from spirit. So, this knowledge, this sense of knowledge, and how this magic happens. Yesterday, I was helping my mom, and she uses a walker. So, there was no places as I'm bringing her to appointment that there's no place for me to park close to the door for handicap parking. So, I just set my truck and I almost got absolutely smushed by this truck coming right. he touched my body and would have pinned me right against my truck. And the magic and the miracle and the wonder and the awe. So this is, what are you choosing to focus on? What is the reframe? My reframe wasn't in anger. Oh my goodness, this just happened to me. My reframe was, oh my goodness, there was a vehicle behind that pumped their horn, and that was an angel. For me, that was an angel keeping me safe. And that was a miracle. And I have been continued to be in awe and recognize that I need to shift what's happening to me and to see the awe that's going around me. I don't know if you have similar stories. Start marking them down. What are you in wonder and awe about, from the smallest things to the most gorgeous sunrise and sunset and flowers coming through? Crocuses in spring are amazing because they open only in the warmest parts of the day. Wonder and awe. Connect it to your emotions, your intuition, and have it feed your expansion into your prosperity and the magic you're creating for yourself in this year. So we now have the Wild Cosmic Tarot from Ethany, and this is for our third quarter. So this is July, August, and September. July is a challenging month. Once again, big shifts kind of happening in July. I say challenging. It's just anytime there's change, a person can see that as challenging. On the other hand, we're always changing. We have the moon, a major arcana. We have the page of pentacles. And we have 9 of cups. And I have the magic spirit oracle for the energy of this line, this quarter for beautiful Cancer. What is it talking about? It is saying, you are worthy of beautiful things, the servant queen, divine, magnetic, valuable. So this is really digging in to your worthiness and recognizing that we have to believe that we're worthy in order to receive the prosperity that we're creating for our lives. And to lean into that feeling and to lean into that understanding for ourselves. So the first tarot is the moon. This is a major arcana, and the moon, this card specifically speaks about the sun is the direct from the sun, and the moon is a reflection. So it talks about really exploring, are there areas where you can't see everything clearly right now? It's not crystal clear like in the sun. It's in the moon. You have some shadows, some disillusionment perhaps. And maybe you can't quite get a grasp yet of all the changes that are happening. And the moon is just saying, lean in. And Cancer, you love this energy, the moon with the water, going with the flow, connecting. So lean into that King of Cups that you've been growing, lean into understanding. And often there'll be 2 dogs here. There'll be a white and a black. And I use that to, which dog are you feeding? Are you feeding the fear? Are you feeding the hope? So when you don't quite know what's going on, are you sitting in fear and saying, my what if is, what if it all goes wrong? What if it all explodes? What if everything goes bad? But what if is just exactly the future. What if you have every prayer answered? What if you create exactly what you want? What if it all goes well? So this is a really, as you don't know what's happening, really change your what ifs. And wherever you hear yourself saying, what if they don't like me? What if this is going to fail? I want you to shift that and say change, and say change it to a what if positive. What if it all works out? What if it's miraculous? What if I get the job? What if? What if in the positive state? Really managing that for yourself when everything is in the beginning not clear, when it's shifting, and it's kind of like being, I see it like on quicksand. That's what's coming in. And quicksand, well, you can get sucked in, but let's say you're not necessarily going to get sucked in, But what if it just goes down to your ankles and you're okay and then you're on solid ground? So you have to trust. You have to look at what you're creating. And the Page of Pentacles is really speaking about that. Pentacles is the earth suit. It's the earth, it's the suit of everyday living. Our jobs, our families, our finances, our houses, our homes. And here we have this beautiful page planting seeds. Page energy is starting at even a higher level because we've gone through all the cards from 1 to 10. And now this page in the court is coming and saying, I am now, we've had lots of shifts, and now I'm planting these seeds with hope, knowing that they're going to grow and knowing that I'm going to nurture them. But I don't know what's going to happen. So I could be, what if it floods and kills all my seeds? What if, but instead you could say, what if everything blooms? What if I have a beautiful process? And look, it's right below prosperity. What if I become everything that I'm trying to grow in this seed for my growth edge? What if everything happens? What if? And the Nine of Cups is exactly that card. Nine of Cups is you have 9 full cups. Cups is the suit of water, and 9 full cups. It is the suit of abundance. It is the suit of prosperity. It is the suit of everything happening and going well. Woo! Yay! So have your what ifs. And then that's where this card comes in. You are worthy of beautiful things. This has taken me a while to appreciate and to allow. This is the work of looking in the mirror and truly believing when you say, I am beautiful, I am awesome, I am amazing, and I love myself. And I easily receive abundance in my life. I am worthy just because I breathe of receiving great and wonderful things. And if you're like me, there are times in my life when I say those words and I burst into tears because I don't truly believe it. So this means you have beautiful abundance coming to you. What are some of the things you need to do to work on that? Is it doing mirror work with Louise Hay? Is it practicing what if with Marie Manucherry? What is it you need to do in order to allow yourself to start in wonder and awe, receiving gifts and abundance in your life and easily receiving it because you're worthy? Because you're worthy, just because you breathe. You deserve awesome and wonderful things. And whatever you're sowing is coming. So when you speak your magic, speak about your awesomeness, speak about how good you are, speak about the legacy and the destiny that you're creating for yourself and how amazing that is. Powerful again. The tarot here is This Might Hurt Tarot. And this is our last quarter of the year. So this is for October, November, December. What is the energy of October, November, December? And astrologically, I believe it calms down and there's not as many big shifts. There's still all of the retrogrades and different things happening, but there isn't a huge part of the big shifts. But for you in this last quarter, what does that mean? What does that mean? We have the 9 of Cups again. Oh, do you see? That's why I love using different cards. 9 of Cups, exclaiming, exclamation point. Your spirit team is saying, sweetheart, you have such good things coming. Make sure you know you're worthy and you're grabbing them. Then we have the 4 of Cups. Powerful when you put it with this message. And we have the 8 of Swords in protection. Okay. And the energy for this card, I am going to be using the Ash of Frost Medicine Oracle. She's a beautiful indigenous healer. If you're looking to work with the moon more closely this year, and that's some of the way that you're going to connect with nature, she has the most amazing book, Working Through the Moon Cycles. And it's just through an indigenous lens, the indigenous stories, and is very powerful and healing. So you might want to pick that up. Okay. It is Thunderbird Vision, Trailblazer, powerful. Okay, so what is this one talking about? There's some checks and balances happening for you. And what's happening is we have the Nine of Cups. So you have abundance coming in. He has all of these beautiful cups. So you have so many good things happening. But it's getting you. The Four of Cups is we have these empty cups behind us. You can't see them. Often they're tipped over. And the Four of Cups is they're done, they're empty, might even be boredom. And it's like, oh my God, I have all this abundance in my life, but it's not what I wanted. It's not how I wanted to go. So I don't see them. I don't see them. They're blind to me because this isn't what I was trying to create. I was trying to create being a singer. And now what I'm doing is teaching voice lessons. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I wanted to create. And this is about, but you have the divine coming in, giving you this full cup. It is full to the brim, full of divine magic. Are you just going to ignore it? Are you just going to sit there thinking about the three cups that aren't full, thinking about what you thought you wanted? What are you going to do? Or are you going to turn towards and shift and use this energy of what you've been working on with your intuition and your magic and connecting with your spirit team? And are you going to say, okay, I'm reframing it for myself? And the reframe is I have this energy going out. So this is why. The Eight of Swords is this, she is blindfolded and she's in here. She's just tied up. But really she could walk. She could move. She's not really stuck. So this card often speaks about she's not really incapacitated. Swords is that suit of air, our thinking, our mind, our communication. So we're actually tied up in our minds. This artist, Carista Ann Donnelly, she has it where the person sees themselves all tied up in a mirror. But when you look at her outside of the mirror, she is not tied up. So this is really recognizing that you are clearing up your thinking. You are clearing up so that you're not sabotaging yourself with your emotions, with your thoughts, and you are becoming a trailblazer and you are saying yes to the absolute Thunderbird energy that is coming towards you. And Thunderbird is exactly enlightening. The Thunderbird just shifts and changes like a big boom. It's this tower energy, but in a powerful quantum leap way. That's what I'm getting in, is that you're going to be moving so fast. It's like, just like poof. It's getting you to check. Are you ignoring where you can move fast? Are you stopping yourself by sabotaging thoughts, by sabotaging actions? So this might be, I know for me, it might be eating a lot of cheese and crackers while I watch hours and hours of TV, which doesn't get me anywhere because I'm sitting on my couch. As I'm talking about this section, one of the things that's coming in clear, my computer just tried to die because I didn't have it plugged in. Had to go get my cord. So it's making me think, as you do this as well, is it not being attentive to the details? Is it not making sure you have everything in place? So that can be that self-sabotaging as well, right? If you don't do the details, you don't write it down, you miss that meeting, you miss that concert, you miss that date. Don't do that because you have the opportunity for amazing and wonderful things to happen. And so now our last card for what do you need to surrender to? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Surrender to the right now. And sometimes it's seeing how is it happening for you? That can be that energy of what is. It can be here really arguing, it's not fair, it's not fair. And you're right. There's lots of situations that are not fair. And we need to surrender to that and just say, yes, it's not fair. So now being curious about how is it for me? How can I learn? How can I expand? How can I heal myself? And that might be just recognizing that it's unfair. But I'm not going to sit in anger, and I'm not going to make my shell really hard and allow the anger to just poison every aspect. I'm just going to take care of myself. I'm going to make sure that I'm whole, make sure I'm good. And as I'm doing this, I recognize I didn't pull a surrender card for our third quarter. So, our third quarter, surrendering to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answer and support will arrive. And now some people, they see prayer tied to religion, and maybe it is for you, and that's great and okay. Prayer is also walking in nature for many people. Prayer is hugging a tree. Prayer is talking to your pet and loving them. Prayer is connecting with our spirit team. Prayer is having this intention, this seed, this desire, and sharing it with the universe. Prayer is sitting in wonder and awe and just saying, thank you. Thank you for this gift of nature. Thank you for the gift of these loving people around me. Thank you. That's all prayer. Prayer can be specific words, can be specific intentions. And if you're in a witchy pagan vibe, prayer can also be the spells. It's all that same part. So, overall, what does this mean for you? Overall, there's lots of eclipses and moons. So, I have the moon deck. Overall, let's just look at some of the energy. Overall, my emotions move through cycles and can connect me to my truth. So the moon is getting you to record and watch your cycles. Start seeing them. What are your cycles? And having compassion for yourself when you're in a cycle of rest, and when you're in a cycle of creation, when you're in a cycle of emotions, and you're in a cycle of grief. Your emotions move through cycles. So recognizing that it's not always going to be that way, and to honor that moment throughout this year. This is the Sufi Oracle. And just wondering, you are unique. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Isn't that powerful? This one journey, this 1 year for you, that's, as I started, there's no one right way to do it. You are unique, and everything you choose and how you choose it is for you, and to embrace that and to love that aspect of yourself. And we are going to close with Asha Frost's elder spirit animal. And just what is the spirit animal that is going to support you, the energy throughout 2026? It is elder hare. Seek perspective. So as you're going through your cycles, as you realizing that you are unique, seek perspectives, different what ifs. So change, shifting from the seed. If you're finding that in this archetypal year of change and growth and the growth edge, and it's hard and it's difficult, look at it from a different perspective. And we've talked about that throughout this entire reading, changing your what ifs, recognizing that there's not only one road, looking at things for you instead of against you, shifting from victim consciousness to an empowered way of experiencing and looking at the world, shifting the perspective of looking through things through wonder and awe and prayer and loving each moment of what's happening and loving yourself through each moment of what's happening. This is a beautiful 2026 forecast, Cancer. A reminder that I will be on January 25th having my free workshop where we're going to look at the astrology, and we will look at, from the astrology, we're also going to have the energy for each month. So please join me. Sign up for the link below in this video. And if you haven't already, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I'm going to ask you to like this and share it with someone who could also find value in this video. Until next time, beautiful Cancers, keep leading with your soul.